Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to a new Pokemon Sword and Shield news-ish video. So, this is about Pokemon Sword and Shield ranked slash VGC slash ranked singles, I guess, as well. Series 5. Series 5 is on its way. It's coming out in July, and it is a drastic change, actually. It's very different than previous changes where, like, they've incorporated, like, I guess the last change that was on this level was probably when they added Venusaur and Incineroar, but this one is still on an entirely new level. So, let's get into this. So, the competitive rule set for Series 5 has been announced. Starting in July, ranked battles in any VGC event will run the following rules. Pokemon restrictions. Galar Pokédex, Isle of Armor Pokédex, which is the new Pokemon added in the Isle of Armor expansion. National Pokédex numbers 638 to 640. I'll get into that in a minute. And then 722 to 730, these were already legal. This is the Gen 8 or Gen 7 starters, the Alola starters, because, you know, Incineroar is really good. And then also Pokemon require the Galar mark or the Battle Ready mark. Battle Ready mark is a new thing in the Isle of Armor expansion. You can bring your Pokemon to an NPC, like your Pokemon transferred in from Pokemon Home, and the NPC can then wipe all their moves, and by wiping their moves, they become legal and ranked. Because they just don't want old moves like Belly Drum, Slurpuff, or Toxic, literally everything to be legal and ranked. So they decided that they were just going to wipe Pokemon's moves and say, hey, you can use them now. So if you have your old shinies, like I do, you could use your old shinies. I'm going to be using my old shinies, and it's going to be lit. But the big thing here is 638 to 640. That is a nightmare. So that is the Swords of Justice. So that has Cobalion, that has Terrakion, that has Virizion, and overall, I've heard bad things about them. I don't know much about, like, their history in VGC. I do, however, know that Terrakion, the rock fighting type, is a absolute monster. Let's look at the base stats. Hold on. This is all on Cerebi, by the way. Cerebi's a dope website. So it's base 108 speed, which is a really good speed tier. And attack is 129, which is absurd. Has access to all these different max moves, which is going to be stupid. And the biggest thing here is it has access to Justified. This is the best Pokemon, to my knowledge, that combos with Whimsicott's Beat Up. It is going to get easy plus like 3, plus 4, plus 6 attack. Whatever, I don't know. I think Beat Up, when Whimsicott uses it 3 times, I think. I'm not sure if it uses it 4 times or not. I have no idea the mechanics of it. But regardless, this is a monster coming to VGC. It's an absolute monster. So is Cobalion, I would say. I actually have not heard too many people fearful of Cobalion, but to me, fighting Steel seems really good. I don't know. I think it seems pretty good to me, but I guess Terrakion is just better because it still gets a Steel move and is also just a better typing offensively. It's like Stab Rock and stuff. But I think Cobalion would be good too. And then Virizion as well is pretty cool. Speaking of Virizion and Terrakion, the video I had go up, I think it was earlier today, the GMAX Cinderace video, I actually fought somebody in casual that was using Terrakion and Virizion. So whenever they saw this announcement, they were probably like, I've already been doing that. Let's go, gamers. And yeah, they were probably pretty hyped about that. But I am not, if I'm being honest. I'm not looking forward to Legendaries being added. Another Pokemon that's relevant is going to be Urshifu. Urshifu is a monster. I have been using it in casual a little bit recently, and it's kind of ridiculously strong, ridiculously stupid, goes through Protect and stuff. It's really, 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 really annoying to fight, if I'm being honest. I've only fought like 1 or 2 off recording because I was just playing for fun. But overall, the new Pokemon being added in terms of these 3 are kind of going to be nuts. Let me scroll to the top here. Okay, just like do this, and then yeah. These 3 are going to be insane. Terrakion, Cobalion, Virizion, they're going to be stupid strong. I don't know about Virizion as much because it's quad weak to max airstream, so you're just going to get that speed boost and kill it. But it could also, I'm almost half thinking they added these 3 either to balance out Urshifu because they think for some reason it can counter Urshifu, or for Urshifu to counter them because it definitely does. Fighting destroys these 2, and it gets access to max airstream, which definitely one-shots Virizion a million times over. But the most other notable big chunk of Pokemon being added to Ranked is going to be the entire Isle of Armor Pokédex. So first thing here is obviously going to be Galarian Slowbro. Galarian Slowbro is Psychic Poison. It's not a bad Pokemon by any means. It has access to Quick Draw, which is the same thing as a Quick Claw, except for apparently it's only +1 priority, so it does not go before Follow Me. So that sucks. Slow King is in as well. I'm pretty sure that's legal. That should be legal because you can get normal Slowpoke, so I'm assuming that's legal as well. Actually, yeah, there's the Battle Ready mark now. Battle Ready mark makes everything legal that you could transfer in, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's not exactly working like that, but it's still a cool thing. It's a cool concept. I can use my shiny Zoroark that I have and stuff. Most notable Pokemon that are being added by the Isle of Armor section of this, there's a couple of them. Let's scroll through here and see. Talonflame to me seems really good. I think Talonflame has a lot of potential. Gale Wings with Dynamax means you don't lose it off of one Brave Bird, so there's a chance that could be really good. Granted, after the first one, you're going to be outspeeding everything anyway, because 126 base speed, by the way. Luxray, I really wish was better. It has access to Guts and Intimidate, so it does throw another Intimidate user into the mix, but I don't know how good it's going to be, because, like, the stat, it's pretty bulky overall, and it has some, I wish it didn't have this much special attack. I wish the attack was higher, the speed was higher. If they could just, like, bring us down to 65, give us 100 base speed, nutty Pokemon, guaranteed. Klefki, I think is actually good in doubles. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it gets access to screens in Prankster. So it's another Prankster user added to the game, so it's not just going to be Grimmsnarl, Sableye, Whimsicott, Meowstic, stuff like that. It's going to actually have Klefki now, which I would say is a decently better typing with Steel Fairy, so we'll see how that goes. Pawniard and Bisharp are already in. Alakazam gets access to one of the new moves called Expanding Force, I believe it's called, which is a Psychic-type move that in Psychic terrain is increased in power, like increased in base power, then the terrain boost is applied, then stab is applied, and then, on top of all that, instead of being a single target move like it is outside of terrain, it becomes a spread move and it hits both opponents. So I think that has a lot of potential, especially with base 130 special attack. Granted, it is a bit of a glass cannon, because look at these stats. Gardevoir was already in, Galley was already in, Kingler was already in, Tentacruel is here, and Tentacruel is now. I'm actually going to pull up Tentacruel's page. Tentacruel is pretty cool because it gets access to one new move, which I find super interesting in doubles. It gets access to Corrosive Gas. Corrosive Gas, the user surrounds everything around it with a highly acidic gas and melts away items they hold. This is lit because this includes your ally. I don't know if it activates Unburden, but it includes your ally. So you use Corrosive Gas, and then both opponents lose their held items, and that could literally cripple so many Pokemon. Like, say the opponent's is a weakness policy Rhyperior. They really want that policy activated. Nope. Gone. See you later. And then you can start hitting it super effectively without having to worry about it doing crazy damage. Granted, it still can do good damage, but not nearly as much. Not sweeping potential like it has with weakness policy. Gyarados was already in. Octillery was already in. I wish they didn't include this in this list, but I understand why. Pelipper is now redundant, if that helps, because they added Politoed. Dunsparce, I think, is actually going to be the new meta-defining Pokemon. It gets access to Serene Grace, so Body Slam English. Body Slam Paralysis is going to be, you know, everywhere. You're just going to Body Slam, Paralyze. Once they're paralyzed, you hit them with a headbutt, flinch them out. Top tier Pokemon, really going to dominate the meta with its speed stat. Bouffalant, it has Sap Sipper. I don't know how good Bouffalant is, but it's really, 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 really mediocre all around. It's kind of bulky, though. It's really bulky. Lickitung, I think Eviolite Lickitung might actually be the new Trick Room God, base 30 speed. Nice whopping 60 special attack. Could go like Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, gets like a lot of coverage. Licky, less good than Lickitung, but still pretty good all around. Not gonna lie, like the stats are pretty good. Its speed is not as low as Lickitung, but it is pretty good under Trick Room, not gonna lie. The HP stat's kind of wild, 110, and like I said, the move variety transfers over from Lickitung. It gets the fire, the ice, the thunder, it gets all of that. Goodra already in. Druddigon, I don't see being very good. Gmax Venusaur is going to be ridiculous. However, actually no, Gmax Venusaur is going to be stupid. It's going to be ridiculous. Venusaur was already one of the best Pokemon in the format, and then they gave it Gmax Wildfire, which is one of the best Gmax moves in the format. So, oh, it's not fire, it's grass, so it's different. However, grass types are honestly less common than fire, so I would say it's better. It's going to be nutty. Granted, you don't get the terrain change, but Rillaboom recently got access to Grassy Surge, so do you really need the terrain change when you have a Pokemon that does it for you? Not really. So, Venusaur is going to be pretty wild. Gmax Blastoise I think will be good as well, but not as good as Venusaur because it's Blastoise and it's just not as good of a Pokemon. Scolipede is here. I think Scolipede is better in singles. I don't really know much about it. I just know in singles, Speed Boost plus Swords Dance is just a very hard thing to deal with. And then we are here with the most, I would say, one of the most notable Pokemon added, which is Amoonguss. probably the most notable, actually, barring the legendaries. Amoonguss is slow enough for Trick Room, which is actually beneficial to it. Stupid bulky. Can actually hit relatively hard. I was unaware of that, and it has a lot of HP as well. And the big thing here is it gets access to Regenerator, which is really good for just healing whenever you switch out. And it gets Spore. It's Spore and Effect Spore. Spore is a 100% chance to put any non-grass type, non-insomnia, non-standing on electric terrain user to sleep. And then Rage Powder is just redirection. It's like follow me, but it doesn't affect grass types. So Venusaur is probably going to be one of the better counters to this Pokemon because it no longer gets access to HP Fire, which I think it used to run. At least I used to run it in singles. I never did VGC before Sword and Shield, so I'm not really sure. But Amoonguss is going to be wild. People are like fearful of it. I've seen it all over Twitter. People are just like, okay, well Amoonguss is back. Guess I'm retiring. Comfey is, I don't really know. It gets Triage. That's cool. Priority Draining Kiss. Anybody? Yeah. Tangrowth seems sick to me. It has Regenerator. It's stupid bulky all around. Hits pretty hard as well. Speed stat's pretty low, so it works under Trick Room, and also it can run Assault Vest to make up for this abysmal special defense stat. Toxicroak was already in. Raichu is here, but a Lowland Raichu is notable to me. Can I pull that up right here? Is a Lowland Raichu on here? Yes, a Lowland Raichu is notable to me, because a Lowland Raichu is now able to be used because of the Battle Ready mark, as well as being able to get one from finding 40 Diglett on Isle of Armor. A Lowland Raichu gets access to Surge Surfer, doubles the Pokemon's speed stat on electric terrain. Cool, okay, fast Pokemon in terrain, sick. And then it gets access to this new move called, where is it? Rising Voltage, also Expanding Force. That's nuts. Dude, this thing's gonna be a terrain abuser and a half. The user attacks with electric voltage rising from the ground. This move's power doubles when the target is on electric terrain. Oh. This is less good. Okay, this is less good than I thought, but still really good. So, that's a base 140 move that is then getting stab boosted, then getting terrain boosted from this Pokemon that has double speed in the terrain. It's ridiculous. However, I was unaware that it does not work against flying types. So you're going to be doing a base 70 attack against flying types. Okay, that's less good than I thought, but still pretty good. This one is pretty good too because, like, move's power goes up and damages all opposing Pokemon in Psychic terrain. It's good. Indeedee is probably going to be running this a lot now rather than Psychic because it's just better. Zoroark, I have no idea how this works in VGC. Zoroark is cool. I like it a lot. Its stats are pretty, good for offensive, but I don't know really how to run it in doubles. But I'm going to try it because I have a shiny one, so I want to use it. What else is new here? Starmie seems pretty lit. Gets access to Expanding Force as well as, I think, was it Scale Shot? No, it wasn't Scale Shot. Meteor Beam. Oh, Flip Turn. Flip Turn is the new Water type U-Turn. That's going to be sick. I could cover all the moves. If y'all want that, let me know. But Flip Turn seems sick. It's a Water type U-Turn, but it's base 60 power. So if a Pokemon with Technician ever gets it, it's going to be wild. Meteor Beam is a 2-turn Solar Beam, but it boosts the user's special attack stat. So you're hitting them with a +1 120 power rock move. It's not bad, but Starmie, I don't think it's going to get much use out of it. Urshifu is obviously stupid overpowered. It's ridiculous. It's Unseen Fist, which is contact moves go through Protect. Its max move goes through Max Guard. Its signature moves, the Wicked Blow and the Rapid Strike one, they always crit, which is insane. It's just a ridiculous Pokemon. These stats are stupid. The speed's decent enough. The attack is 130. They're allowing it in ranked for some ungodly reason. It's going to be wild. Emolga is probably going to be the Pokemon of your nightmares. It will sweep you with this 103 base speed, which is faster than Dedenne, the previous biggest threat in the game, which is actually just got added, to the DLC as well. But yeah, Dedenne's base 101, and Emolga outspeeds that. Going to be kind of wild. Going to be sick. Magnezone also gets access to that previously mentioned Rising Voltage. I think that has some potential, but I'm not too sure. The typing is pretty good here. Like, Steel Electric is not bad. Granted, Ground is everywhere, but we'll see how it goes. I love Magnezone. I'm going to try and use it, but we'll see how it goes. What else is here? Sharpedo. I don't know much about how Sharpedo runs in VGC, so I'm not even going to comment on it. It could be fun. I have no idea. I just know in singles, Mega Sharpedo used to be a monster. Stoutland, Tauros, Miltank. I love Miltank. I love Miltank. Look at these stats, though. I love Miltank. I'm going to use Miltank so much. I love Miltank. It's lit. It's lit. Thick, fat, eating those hits, scrappy, hitting those ghost types. Gonna be lit. Scizor has a new notable move as well. It has Technician, keep that in mind. Is this Sword and Shield? It is. Okay. Scizor gets access to Dual Wing Beat, which is a base 40 power flying move that hits twice. So it's base 80 power. But it gets Technician boosted because it's 40 that hits twice. So it's base 120 power. You're basically getting access to Brave Bird with no repercussions. It's going to be nutty. Top tier. This is going to be sick. I unfortunately don't know how well of a Dynamax Pokemon it's going to be because it's going to run low base power moves. But then they're not going to get Technician boosted while maxed. So we'll have to wait and see. Pincer. It has a lot higher of an attack stat than I thought. Pincer could be cool. Its Mega was really important for it, though, so I have no idea what it does without the Mega. It's pretty mediocre because it's a bug type. Heracross, I think, seems pretty fun. It gets Moxie and Guts, so has different strategies you could go with it, but I, at the end of the day, don't know if it has the typing, first of all, because it's quad weak to Max Airstream, which is one of the most common Max moves in the game. So we'll have to see how that goes. Crustle seems cool, although I think it was already in the game. It just wasn't used because it was Crustle. What else is new here? Palossand gets access to Scorching Sands now, which is effectively a ground type Scald. It also gets Terrain Pulse, which can change typing based on the terrain. That could actually be clutch. That could be clutch. And then Poltergeist, which is a physical ghost type move that it doesn't want to use. Dragapult does not get that, by the way, which is unfortunate. Azumarill is, I'm assuming in doubles, the same as it is in singles, which is just Belly Drums and then Aqua Jets. And yeah, I'm not sure. Politoed is actually really, really big. Politoed's really, really big. It's a better range setter than other Pokemon like Pelipper. It gets access to Perish Song. It gets access to Perish Song and Whirlpool, so it can Perish Trap on its own. And overall, I think it's going to make rain teams viable because they've been needing to be viable. They also added more Swift Swim users like Poliwrath and Golduck and such. So, and Kingdra. Kingdra's a huge one. I'll get to that when I get to that on the list. Exploud, Skarmory. I like Corviknight more. I think Corviknight's better. I'm not really sure. Lycanroc. I love Lycanroc Dusk. I'm going to be using a Lycanroc Dusk. I think I won't. I love it. It hits so hard. And Lycanroc Dusk actually gets access to some new moves this generation. Let's get to the TRs. Where in the world? TR, here we go. It gets access to Psychic Fangs, Play Rough. It gets access to... these two are new. I'm pretty sure these two are new. They're both contact moves, so they're boosted by Tough Claws. What else do you get, buddy? You get the Fangs by TM, so you don't have to breed for them anymore. I thought I got something else. I'm not sure, though. I don't recall. But regardless, it's going to be kind of nuts. It has, like, Rock-type Priority, which is a new, unique form of Priority that wasn't in the game before. Overall, I'm going to use a lot of Lycanroc Dusk, so expect to see that a lot on the channel soon. Mienshao. I don't know much about Mienshao. I don't know. I don't care for the Pokemon very much, but it's fast and hits pretty hard, so it could be good. Sandslash, a Lowland Sandslash being in the game with Slush Rush is really cool because that lets Hail teams have another Slush Rush user that gets better moves because it's a Steel type. Marowak and a Lowland Marowak, I don't know much about how they're going to work because they're pretty bad because they need a Thick Club to do reasonable damage, and then you can't use other items, so it's like, but you could actually Dynamax it. The biggest thing about Z moves is that you couldn't use Z moves with Marowak because you had to have Thick Club, but you could actually Dynamax Marowak. That could be cool. That could be a really strong... Oh, dude. Base 45 speed? This could be a sick Trick Room Pokemon, the Alolan one anyway. That could be lit. Kangaskhan sucks. Krookodile, I'm very excited about. Intimidate's pretty good, Moxie's pretty good, Anger Point's whatever. But Krookodile hits so hard, and I love Krookodile. Where am I? Krookodile's sick. I love Krookodile. I love Krookodile so much. I want to use it a lot. I caught a Sand. I don't have to just breed it up now, but I think it's going to be really cool. You can run Intimidate if you want, Mox if you want. Both work. It's literally Gyarados in terms of abilities, so that'll be interesting. What else was added? Volcarona has a really strong Heat Wave. I don't know much about it in doubles either, but it has a really strong Heat Wave, which is a really good spread move. So I can see that being very good. It's also a sick design, so it has advantage. Dragalge is base 44 speed, weak to ground, and hits really hard with adaptability. So Trick Room, Bronzong uses Bulldoze, activates the policy, wins the game. Sweeps with Sludge Wave because your Sludge Wave doesn't hit Bronzong. Easy win, right? Top tier. Dragalge's gonna beat Terrakions, dude. Kingdra's really cool because it's It's, you know, Kingdra. What else is it? It gets a new move, right? I believe it gets a new move. It gets Flip Turn. Right. So it gets the Water type U-turn, which is really good. It gets access to Sniper, so you can run, like, crit sets, or you could run Swift Swim under Rain, because Rain teams are about to be viable again. Gonna be lit. Honestly, Rain, I'm actually really scared of Rain. They all get access to, Flip Turn, and they're all gonna be, like, stupid fast. And there's, like, Barrascuda, Kingdra. It's gonna be, like, mono water, but still really good. I also totally skipped Clawitzer, because, or Clawitzer, however you pronounce it, because it's actually, it has one little niche thing it can do. It has access to Mega Launcher plus Terrain Pulse, which is boosted by Mega Launcher, I think, because it's a Pulse move. So that's really good, because Terrain Pulse is just Weather Ball for terrains, in case you're unaware. And it has a really good special attack stat, 120 plus Mega Launcher boost, and then 59 speed is actually a really conveniently low speed, because some Trick Room Pokemon are base 60, so you're slower than them. So that could be really good too. Lilligant is just a generic grass type, I don't really know what it does. Vespiquen is already in the game. Exeggutor gets access to Harvest, which could be really good for stalling and stuff, but I don't know what it does competitively. Porygons, I don't know what they do in doubles either. And Zarude is going to be stupid if it ever gets illegal, but it's not going to be legal in July, which is kind of what this video is about. Sort of, kind of. Zarude gets Jungle Healing. Stupid move. Where is Jungle Healing? Where is Jungle Healing? Where is Jungle Healing? Oh, they have the level up moves. Yes, Jungle Healing. Level 90. The user becomes one with the jungle, restoring HP and healing any status conditions of itself and ally Pokemon. That's going to be nuts. It's literally the Aromatherapy plus, like, Life Dew. It's going to be wild. It's going to be insane. But anyway, the big ones here are obviously these three. The Swords of Justice and Urshifu. So, I am going to call it there. Let me know what your guys' thoughts on the new upcoming meta for VGC, ranked, if you play singles, ranked in general. And yeah, I'm going to call it there. So, thank you everybody for watching. Comment, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.